Hello, guys, and welcome to our first ever, game theory. Make sure to go buy the game theory hoodies, yeah? Okay, anyways, for real, let's start with the theory. Today's theory. It's actually really important. It may not seem that important, but actually has a lot of usage. The first theory, of course, is when did this all start? And it's pretty obvious when it started. It started during when Dungeons started. But we never get really an exact date, do we? Because we do know that it's not when it was created, because pillagers and things like that, evokers and raids and that crap, has already been a thing before Dungeon was announced. So, how do we figure out what time it was created? Well, that's what we're figuring out today. Only true MatPat legends will understand that. And by the way, on the second theory video that I make, I will have a Twitter. If I'm not stupid, I'll remember to put it inside of the description. If I am stupid and I do forget, I'll just write the name down. Because I'm too lazy to edit the whole video. Yay. Anyways. So, first off, we need to consider this. Is it even possible to find out when this all happened? And it is actually sorta possible. We can make an assumption when the time it was a thing, like when it became a thing, like around this time, like around 2008, it just happened, or like 2009. And I mean date, I actually don't mean like real life date. I mean like in Minecraft years, and Minecraft was made in 2007. So 2007 was year 1 of Minecraft. And then year 2 was 2008. So we'll be talking about like year. So anyways, let's get on to the video, boys. So first off, thing that we need to know is, when were the pillagers, Volkers, and all those vindicators, all those pesky little things that kill villagers, even though they're the same race, when were they created? It's a pretty easy to figure out after you find out when they're created. They were created during the 1.14 update. 1.14-ish. Now that was last year, if I'm correct. That would be year 13. I'm not dumb. Yeah, year 13, I think it would be. Year 13. And from there, it's pretty easy actually to figure out what you have to do. So we know that this was before Evokers and all those other people were really empowered. At least so we assume, as we don't know once to the main buildings, not an outpost building. We know like a village with an outpost inside of it, because it's definitely possible. Seen it before in Minecraft, since it's in the same world. Technically it is, at least, because technically it's in a different dimension. Yes, believe it or not, it's actually a different dimension. You got clickbait. This is actually not for timeline. Next video is gonna be about timeline. Today we're talking about which dimension it was created in. Look at that. I say it is in dimension 0. Dimension 0. What does that mean? Well, I don't really know how to really say it in English because I don't think it's really it's the way to say it. So we're talking about like different types of numbers of dimensions. There's dimension 1, where it all began. The world did start having things like villages inside of it, or it didn't. What I mean by that is that since Minecraft Dungeons prove that there is different dimensions, there's no reason why I shouldn't act like real life with dimensions. So, when it all began, villagers were the games either created as your Steve or some other messy universe. Those were called 1A, 1B, and their choices split up from 2A to 2B, making multiple universes. So what's the 0 dimension? See, the 0 dimension is all the dimensions that were turned into the main dimension. What I mean by that, I mean the game that we play right now, currently. This Minecraft. We'll call this the, let's say, origin dimension. The origin dimension, what we see here, is the same thing as the 0 dimension, except some very huge details. Number 1, the main protagonist in this is a illager. An illager, you say. An illager, if you don't know what an illager is, it's good because it's not an actual thing. There are pillagers, evokers, and vindicators. And what is the thing? Like the beast thing, whatever. I'll call it the beast because I don't remember the name currently. And so we know for a fact that it's just like it with some minor details that are changed. So what would those details be exactly? Today, ladies and gentlemen, I will be telling you guys all the slight detail changes. Just kidding, that's boring, of course not. You guys really think I was about to do that? No. Anyways, today, ladies and gentlemen, I will be cracking down the mystery where dimension 0 is and why won't this thing work. Okay. So currently, what we know about dimension 0, there are made up mobs, made up gear, and all these made up, not all of them, but like some of them, most of them, made up enchant. Now, why made up enchants? I don't know why they would do that. That actually just might be for the game, so it won't count the enchantments for this thing, but you might count them in the future, as they might fill up some gaps in the future. So anyways, we know that there are some special types of normal day mobs. Evoker, there's a boss version, mini boss version, and that's it. There's no normal evoker, normal everyday evoker, like these evokers. There's no normal day these evokers. So we know that there are many bosses and boss versions of like things like evokers. So with this information, you can tell that this automatically proves our point, saying that these aren't the same dimensions. These dimensions aren't the same at all. we have a chain that's pretty big. You can't really miss it. It's really big, actually. And I've seen that like that much. Some mobs and some armor and stuff like that. That's actually huge. Because like people that don't really understand, you can't really, but like theorizing, you can't just let these small details go to waste. Like that's actually a really huge part about these. Like for example, some of the soul items, they help you get souls, literal souls, and also other than the fact they're literal souls, like that you can grab with the gear in there, that's a pretty big change. But what if I told you they weren't exactly? Well, since we do know about soul gathering already being a huge thing in this dimension, the origin dimension, we know that some things stay the same, but some items are locked away from us. So that gives us another obstacle. What if the items are in the game, we just don't know how to get them yet? And what I mean by that is, like, they're not released yet. That's what I mean by that. Well, with that, I can tell you a definite, easy peasy, you are wrong with that argument. It's pretty obvious that you would be wrong. So, allow me to explain. You are wrong because when like when god damn it, batteries. Okay, when you are fighting like things like bosses, the items like that like you can get like from bosses or stuff like that, we don't have bosses like the redstone. What was it, the redstone machine? Was it called there or something else? I don't know. It was like the redstone machine or something. Okay, I'm not the best with names. Okay. And so with that we can tell automatically that this is an alternate dimension. Like there's no normal daily boss. Oh look, yeah, I was mining and I decided to summon the redstone golem. Oh, that's redstone golem. Isn't that one of the bosses? Since the boss name was that just the. Why is my headphones unplugging? Stay in there. What? There we go. So we know for a fact that the dimension is different because even if there were unreleased items and the mini bosses were just like things like blah blah blah, and they just made some adjustments to the game. That's why the Endermen are mini bosses. The bosses can already tell you that. Something like, and now here comes our second issue with this being an alternate universe and just being something that says like the bosses I just mentioned, the redstone guys, they were also supposed to be crystals in that cave that villagers were mining up. Whoever said they didn't mine all those gems up, like those crystals, whoever said that they didn't mine them all up in order how they created them, and without any more of those, they can no longer, make those mobs. They're impossible to get without those redstone things. And to be fair, that's a good reasoning, okay? Even though we never see them mined up, we weren't there the whole time. They had a lot of villagers, as we see, and also since it's pretty much confirmed now that Vindicators are forms of villagers, and they have a lot of indicators, as we also see in like the beginning part. They are not new with the beginning. Well, they are technically new, but you know what I mean. Like, they had a lot of villagers, so they turned them into vindicators. Plus, they also have like villager slaves. So that just proves that they would have a lot of villagers, and they can just mine everything. And that brings us to our second power problem. How do you know they just didn't get a bunch of villagers and made them work and get all those redstone pieces? So you see, they are mining when you like go and save them. That's like one of the biggest parts about the mission. You save them while they're mining. Well, to that I say, you could be totally correct, you know? Like, that's actually a pretty good argument, solid argument. If I didn't have another piece of evidence. Like, the second stage, like, well, technically you don't have to do the stages in order. You can do so many different types of stages. You can do the side stages. But you can, like, one of the second stages, like, one of the second options for stages is a swamp stage. In a swamp stage, they, oh my god, my headphones. It's actually getting really annoying right now. Okay, does it work? There we go. And the second stage of the level, you are forced to destroy a cauldron that is making them a lot of potions and like things like purple slimes. Those are modern monsters made from a boss. And you can argue, well, we destroyed that thing, so obviously it won't be in the world. Well, to that I say, yes, we did destroy it, but doesn't mean that it's not going to be in the world. We do learn only one of them in the world. We also learn at the end that nice narrator tells us perfectly well that, quote, that we have destroyed the way to gain potions, but this will not permanently stop them from obtaining potions. Meaning all we did there was slow the process down. Meaning like the witches could easily recreate it. And it wouldn't be with the illager's help. As the narrator never says anything about the illager. The illager is following us. And why would he do that when he should be resupplying for your attack that's gonna come soon? I mean, you always have to be prepared, and that illager is no idiot, as we see. The illager is not even himself. That's another theory for another day. And so to that I say that that world is definitely a different world. There's no doubt about that. Can't even argue anymore. So that brings us to our final part of information. Tells us how. So we know it's a different dimension, but how do we know it's dimension 0? The dimension to rule all dimensions. All the dimensions combined, in fact, it could be. We don't know because we don't know all the dimensions. We only know this origin dimension that we play in called Minecraft. Well, to that I say, there's one item that's pretty specific that helps us bring this case to a close. Prove that we are in the dimension to rule dimensions. And that item is the orb of dominance. The thing that gave the illagers such power possessing the whole world. And now I know what you're thinking. The orb of dominance, that doesn't prove anything. It doesn't, like, why would the orb of dominance have anything to do with it? Well, you see, the orb of dominance, at least I'm pretty sure, like 100% sure, 99.99% sure actually, because they can't be 100% sure about anything that's not confirmed. The orb of dominance is a reference to something. It is called a GameCube, and a GameCube is, well, you guys know what a GameCube is, obviously. Come on, who doesn't know what a GameCube is? If you guys don't know what a GameCube is, just search it up, because I don't feel like explaining it, because I'm lazy. But a GameCube, well, it doesn't, even if it is a GameCube, it doesn't prove that it's Dimension Zero. And to that I say, how are you not convinced yet? Are you even subscribed to me yet? Like and subscribe right now and comment GameCube if you've made it this far in the video. Okay? And I will give your comment a heart because I'm nice. So, how do we know? How do we know that just from the orb of dominance, or whatever it's called, whatever. I don't remember. It's cube or orb. I don't remember. I think it was orb. And we know that it is in a different dimension because of it. What could possibly be proved by it? I'm telling you right now, the dungeons is fake. And what I mean by fake, I mean it's a test game. Test game? What do you mean by test game? You'll be asking yourself. I mean by test game is, I mean Dimension Zero. Dimension Zero is the test game. The GameCube, the test game, it's the world to rule all worlds. It's the developers' worlds. People that create Minecraft's worlds is what I'm trying to tell you here. It's the leader of all leaders. It controls every aspect of Minecraft that we know. It controls spawner, it controls armor, it controls weapons. It controls everything about this game that we know and love. And that means that technically the illager getting your made him developer of the game, really, if you think about it. He has flying abilities, he has teleporting abilities, he can even summon monsters right whenever he wants. He can summon armored monsters right whenever he wants. Does this sound familiar to you guys? Does it sound familiar? Admin commands. The orb of dominance gives him admin commands. And I doubt that any good old world would have a nice orb of dominance. No, it does not have an orb of dominance in every good old world. The orb of dominance represents admin commands, meaning it's a test world. And it doesn't have to be a test world. It could just be like a developer's world where they test things. It's like an actual game. It's like same thing as Minecraft, but new updates. Like, I don't know, damn, the moon. You can travel to the moon. There's a big spaceship over here. Just right click the seat. You enter the spaceship. And if they like the idea, it works, they'll add it. Like, the Nether update? It's in the test world. The red golem, the redstone golem, it's in the test world. Dimension Zero. Dimension Zero is a test world created by admins and owners and all those people that are important to the game. That's what their dimension is. Dimension Zero. It's not an actual game. It's not like actual Minecraft. It's different things. They have different things. They can, like, instead of having this shield, they can have like a wooden shield, an iron shield, a gold shield, things like that. It's basically just not Minecraft in a sense. So in the end, nothing really matters in that world. Nothing at all. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. And like and subscribe and cut.